Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a T92 HMC. It's a Tier 10 American SPG located on the north spawn of Prokhorovka. This one is under the command of OG Ignac KD. Game on. Well, that's the biggest howitzer in the game, 24 centimeters, mounted on top of a hull that came from a T26 E3. That's a Pershing tank. They actually made 5 of these. They were going to make more, but the reason for actually making them was to use them in the invasion of Japan, and of course the war against Japan ended before they could actually use them in combat. Okay, well, he's looking downrange. The Alpha is 1100 with standard ordinary HE rounds, but he's not using HE rounds. He's using the extra HE, the one without stun. And that will do 1,420 hit points of damage and penetrate 75 millimeters of armor, which is up from the 60 you get from the standard ones. The only problem, as you can see, is that the blast radius is actually slightly smaller. It's only 7 meters on this one, not the normal 12.4 meters. He's looking around for a target. He's taking a little while to work things out. I think he wants to go after that Hori. Yes, a lot of players are now attacking the Japanese tank destroyers, and probably with good reason. Mainly because they are so devastating. I think that Wargaming have improved their capabilities since they brought them out. And as usual, they nerf enemy vehicles the moment they've done that. Well, first shot misses the Hori 3. Does look a bit like a Jagdpanzer E100, doesn't it, in many ways? Loads of target he could have aimed at, actually. It's amazing how many enemy tanks actually came to the center line in this game straight away. The normal reload time for this Arty is long, 46.98 seconds. Very long indeed. And consequently, you have plenty of time to work out where you're going to put the next shell. There's an ST2 over there. He could put the shell into him. But I think he got distracted by the 60 TP. I think he wants to try and put a round into the side of the vehicle. No, that didn't work. He anticipated the guy would pull back and it didn't happen. He's changing position just slightly. Now he keeps changing his view, but I think that's down to the fact that he's trying to select a new target. And he's having a good look round whilst he's in the reload. Now he does have 2 teammates in this game, 2 platoon mates. A T95 E6 you can see there in the picture. And there's also an EPR 105 running around the battlefield as well, spotting for him. So hopefully those guys are going to give him good spots on the enemy. Okay, we've got 2 enemy tanks together there. Normally that's a good indication. When that happens, you aim at one, you hit the other. But, oh, he's waited until they went apart. He wants that Hori for some reason. Lines the shot up. Again, fails to fire. Now, I do understand the reason why he's not firing, though. He wants to be certain to make use of the shell correctly. Mainly because you've only got 16 rounds, and he chose to come into this battle with 15 rounds of the special HE and 1 round of armor piercing. And he did get a critical hit there into the side of the 60 TP for 532. So whilst he's actually being a little conservative with who he actually fires at, and I'd say he'd be much better off firing at some of these tanks which are faced towards him, because even though it's the strongest armor, the vehicle's going to be much easier to hit, and he's obviously had 2 misses already, plus 1 hit. So to maximize the damage, he ought to pick targets which are much easier to hit. Okay, looks like he's going to go for that 60 TP, fires the round in. That could have been close to the 60 TP, but we won't know. Now you can see he does have 2 marks of excellence on the barrel of his howitzer. Oh, keeps swapping and changing his view. Sorry if that makes it a little difficult to follow. We can see where the enemy Arty is. He's over by the railway line at the moment. We just saw the tracer emanating from there. But whether or not he stays there, I don't know. Super Conqueror looks like he's going to be the next target. He's lined the shot up. Rounds out. Direct hit. 622 off that one. Remember, this is the extra HE, so that's actually low when it comes to a half roll. Remember, it's half the alpha. The alpha's 1,420. Then he should be getting about 710 if he gets an average roll. Enemy EBR. Now, this is the drawback with using the HE with no stun. When you get those little monsters running around the battlefield, it's very difficult to slow them down using stun. But he's going for the 60 TP. It landed right next door to him, did 557 hit points of damage, so it's still valid. And he's now up to 1,711. Now, if you hear those engine noises, those are the vehicles on his own team. The camera is actually sitting right over the top of them whilst they're revving their engines. If we take control of the camera, you can see them there. There's one of them. That's his friend in the EBR. Okay, he's loaded. Changes his mind. Instead, he sees the Ho-Ri, the Japanese tank destroyer, moving at the back of the field, and he wants a piece of him instead. He's trying to work out where to put the shell. Rounds out. Well, it looked as if it was on target, but we'll probably have to wait and see if he actually did do any damage to that guy. Yes, he keeps changing his view, but he's trying to be precise. He's getting requests to fire on the 60 TP. His teammates want him to hit that target. They're marking the target for him. In fact, actually, it's his platoon mate who's saying, please hit the 60 TP for us. And he's the one revving the engines. Rounds out. Yes, that's a hit. 540. Definitely building the damage. Now, it's important to build as much damage as you can with this extra HE because you don't earn any stun assist. So if you're going to get a high score, you really do have to score as much damage as you can and not waste any shells. Well, that E5 just went into the bowl, took 2 shots in the process. He stopped at the edge. Well, he still got hit. 490 hit points from the splash. Going back to the E5. Still got plenty of ammo. Oh, no, I think he saw a tree go down back there, and he saw somebody fire in that general direction. So it might be that the Ho-Ri has gone right up on the edge of the map. Okay, almost ready. Line up the shot, wait for him to move into the spots. Rounds out. No, he waited too long there. The moment you've lined them up like that, you hold it on the spot just ahead of them. The moment they stop moving backwards and start moving forward, they just drive straight into the spot you fire and bang on target. But in the meantime, oh my gum, look at this. This leopard, he just, unfortunately, he upset the crew and the rest of the team, and the T110E5 took out his platoon mate in the EBR 105, so he's no longer in the game, and neither is his T95 E6 platoon mate as well. They're both gone now. Scores still even. He's having a quick look down range. Oh, now this is interesting. We've got a Progetto 65 up on the hill. It looks like he's managed to find a hole fold in the ground, which actually conceals him from the Rhino Sorrente, but it doesn't conceal him from the Object 140, who's a little further back. And I believe there's an AMX nearby as well. Okay, rounds out. Oh my god, that was right on target. He got a penetrating shot for 976 hit points and took out the Progetto 65. That was a really good shot there. He lined it up ahead of target. That's exactly what you do. You line it up ahead. You fire when you think the guy's about to go straight through the spot. He goes through the spot, takes the round, and, well, that round hit the top of him, or the rear of him, and that's the end of his game. So we're now one up on the enemy. An E4's appeared on the hill, but he's just got wiped out by the Rhino Sorrente. We're looking for that ST2 rather. So he's going to settle for the Super Conqueror, but he's got to let it dial in first. And he hit him! The guy stayed there. Now, it's an all tier 10 game, by the way, so there's no XP advantage. Normally, of course, as you know, if you are fighting in a game where you're bottom tier and there are top tier tanks in there, you get extra 10% for each tier above your own tier that you damage. Now, the AMX 30B's managed to make it all the way down to the railway tracks, and I think that forced the enemy Arty, the Object 261, to go over to the other side of the battlefield. He's loaded, ready to hit the ST2. Oh my god! Look at that! That's a high roll. A penetrating shot, 1,474 hit points of damage from that round alone. But he's now down to 3 rounds of ammunition left, and there's 4 enemy tanks out there. So he's not going to hit all of them, but he's certainly going to get as much damage as he can with the remaining few shells. Okay, that 60 TP needs culling. Time for him to go. Rounds out. Yep, he got him. Splashed him to death at 86. So that's now 2 kills. Ignac's really interested in that tree that's over there, and with good reason. It looks like that's where the Hori 3 was. He was sitting up there, he knocked the tree down to give him a bit of cover, and now he's been spotted running for the back of the map. In fact, there's only 2 left now. The Hori and the Object 261's just been spotted, but I have the feeling Ignac wants to go for the Hori instead, so he's going to have a go at this guy. Lined up, rounds out. Yep, he got a splash for 301, and I think that's it. Yep, it's over. The game's won. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was a first-class tanker for OG Ignac KD in the T92 HMC. He got a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 13 in that one. And he got a Gauss medal for doing more damage, exceeding 10 times the hit points of his own vehicle. Actually, it's 8, but that's what it says in the wiki. But, and that's an epic medal as well, so well done. Let's have a look at team score. Well, he did get the highest damage in that game overall, 5,912 hit points of damage from that one. The next highest scorer was the ST2 on the enemy team, the guy he penetrated right towards the end of the game. 4,377 hit points went to that guy. And the third highest on damage was the Hori 3 with 4,165. Yeah, those things are dangerous. They are difficult to kill. And it appears that Wargaming have boosted their performance, but they'll probably nerf them later on in their lifetime so that they just become like any other tank in the game. When it came to kills, it was the Rhino Sorrente did the best with 4 kills. 3 kills went to the Strib 103B, and in joint third place, we've got Ignac, we've got the Object 140, the E100, and 2 players on the enemy team managed to get 2 kills as well, the E4 and their Hori 3. And when it came to base XP, Well, he's in third place on this one because the AMX30B actually did some spotting in that game. Yes, 4,691 hit points of spotting, so that's why he actually benefited. In fact, I think that attack that he made where Ignac killed the Progetto 65, the spotting was done by the AMX30B because he was the one just holding back from the lip of the hill. He could actually see the Progetto, whereas the Rhino Sorrento, who was over to the left, couldn't because of the fold in the ground. So he got the spotting for Ignac's shot. And in second place, we've got the Rhino Sorrento with 920. And he did do some spotting as well, but only a little, 1,150. And in third place, we've got Ignac, yes, with 906. He fired 15 rounds. Now, he still had 1 round spare at the end of the game, but it was the armor-piercing round, and that would have required a direct hit to make it effective. He did direct hit 6 enemy vehicles during that game, and he got 2 kills, 2 penetrations, rather, I should say. The Progetto right up on the hill, and also the ST2 when he fired that one in and hit him in the back. 12 splashes as well. 5,912 hit points of damage, all of it done at more than 300 meters. Damaged 6 of the enemy, killed 2, so a little way away from getting Confederate. But he did get 3,787 credits profit, yes, because those shells are expensive, and he did use consumables. And on top of that, 1,563 experience points. He says, easy 6K, no stun at all. Well, yes, but you didn't get an ace tanker, did you? And that's the point I think we're trying to make, is that it's the assistance. The stun actually does have some effect. So although you can go into battle and get a very, very large score on damage, 6,000 damage does not equate to an ace tanker. So if you want to get the ace tanker, I think it does require an amount of damage and an amount of stun as well, the assistance, and then you can get it. So yes, good display of how the no stun HE does work, but of course no ace tanker. I hope you enjoyed that replay. If you did, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.